Hello everyone. Today my topic is carbon-carbon double bond formation reactions. In that, I am specifically going to discuss with you about Julia olefination reaction and Bamford-Stevens reaction. Let me get into that. First, Julia olefination reaction. In 1973, Julia and Paris reported a novel olefin synthesis in which beta acyloxysulfones were reductively eliminated to the corresponding alkenes. It is addition of organometallic species to an aldehyde or ketone gives a beta hydroxysulfone, which in the form of O-acyl or O-sulfonyl derivatives. It undergoes reductive cleavage with sodium amalgam in methanol to form alkene. And this reaction is stereoselective reaction, which selectively gives only trans product. But this reaction is not a stereospecific reaction. This is the general reaction of Julia olefination reaction. In this, alkene phenyl sulfone and aldehydes react in the presence of butyl lithium, acetyl chloride, and sodium amalgam in methanol to form transalkene. This mechanism involves in three steps: carbon-carbon bond formation, O-acylation, and reductive elimination. Now we will look into the mechanism of this reaction. Step 1. Carbon-carbon bond formation. Due to the minus I effect of phenyl sulfone, the hydrogen attached on the carbon next to it will be highly acidic. It will be abstracted by butyl lithium. Here butyl lithium is used as base, but instead of butyl lithium we can use LDA in THF or Grignard reagent in THF. Here butyl lithium abstracts the acidic hydrogen and makes a metallated alkene phenyl sulfone. Then it will undergo reaction with aldehyde. It attacks the carbonyl carbon of aldehyde and forms carbon-carbon bond. Next step is O-acylation. Negative charge on carbon will attack the carbonyl carbon of acetyl chloride, and here oxygen will get negative charge. If the negative charge on that oxygen will revert back, then chlorine will leave. It leads to the O-acylated product. Final step is the reductive elimination step. Here, sodium amalgam in methanol is used. One sodium will donate one electron to phenyl sulfone. So, one of the oxygen will become O negative and there is a radical on sulfur atom. The step is repeated once again. So, another oxygen atom also will become O negative and makes sulfur a diradical anion. If the negative charge of O makes double bond, then carbon-sulfur bond will break. It leads to the formation of carbanion. Now, there are two possibilities to form product, either cis-alkene or trans-alkene. If it is a cis-alkene, R1 and R2 are syn to each other. If it is trans-alkene, R1 and R2 are anti to each other. Here, the anion formed is sufficiently long-lived and permit to adopt low energy conformation, by which the p orbital of carbanion should be antiperiplanar to the acetoxy leaving group and the bulky substituents are far as possible, so that it become a stable anion and it leads to the transalkene. This is the stereoselectivity of this reaction, and as always the product of the Julia olefination reaction will be transalkene. In this slide I gave you two examples for Julia olefination reaction and I highlighted the bonds where the alkene double bond will take place. The next reaction is Bamford-Stevens reaction. The reaction of tosyl hydrazone having alpha hydrogen with base in presence of protic or aprotic solvent under heating condition gives alkene called Bamford-Stevens reaction. Or in other words, the base catalyzed decomposition of aryl sulfonyl hydrazones of aldehydes and ketones to provide alkenes is called Bamford-Stevens reaction. When an organolithium compound is used as base, the reaction is called Shapiro reaction. This is the general reaction of Bamford-Stevens reaction. As I said before, Bamford-Stevens reaction takes place in both conditions, protic solvent condition and aprotic solvent condition. If the reaction takes place under protic solvent, then the product will be the mixture of EZ isomers of alkenes. If it takes place under aprotic solvent condition, then majorly Z isomers will be the product. In this reaction, more stable alkenes are predominantly formed as major product. We will look into the mechanism of this reaction. First, we will see the mechanism of the reaction in protic solvent. Methoxide ion abstracts the NH proton to produce anion, which expels out the para-toluene sulfonate to produce diazoalkene as intermediate. This diazoalkene abstracts proton from the solvent to produce alkyl diazonium species. This alkyl diazonium liberates nitrogen and forms carbocation. This carbocation eliminates a proton to produce alkene. This is the mechanism happening in protic solvent. Now, the mechanism happening in the reaction in aprotic solvent condition. The steps up to the formation of diazoalkane intermediate is same, so I am discussing after that. Here, diazo compound generates carbene by elimination of nitrogen. Then, carbene will undergo 1,2 hydrogen shift to form alkene. The elimination of nitrogen and migration of hydrogen will also happen simultaneously in this reaction. This is called Bamford-Stevens reaction. Here I gave you an example for Bamford-Stevens reaction. For this reactant, 3 products are possible. We know that tosyl hydrazone in presence of base will generate carbocation, which after deprotonation gives the product alkene, which is the product C. The same carbocation can also undergo ring expansion by 1,2 shift to form another carbocation. Here it will become a tertiary carbocation. Then after deprotonation, it will leads to the product A. Next, on heating condition, the product A will undergo electrocyclic ring opening reaction to give the product B. Here I mentioned the books which I referred for my preparation. I hope that you understood Julia olefination reaction and Bamford-Stevens reaction. Thanks for watching.